Thank you. I'd like to call the North Village Board meeting for Monday, December 16th, 2024 to order. Please join me in a silent prayer and meditation. Thank you. Please join me in a pledge of allegiance. Roll call, please.
Trustee Christensen.
Here.
Trustee Curtis. Trustee Gately. Here. Trustee Lowry. Trustee Nedved.
Here.
Trustee Salazar.
Here.
And Mayor Gaffino.
Here. Thank you. Anybody's interested in audience speaking tonight? Okay, seeing none. Consent agenda.
To approve.
Discussion. Call the roll, please.
Trustee Gately.
Yes.
Trustee Nedved.
Yes.
Trustee Salazar.
Yes.
Trustee Christensen.
Yes.
And Trustee Curtis.
All right. Thank you. Item 1 on a new business. Nathan?
Okay, so we have gas and wash up for the final approval tonight. You recall from last meeting, it's a quick service restaurant with an 8,000 square foot convenience store with space for 2 restaurants, a drive-through for one of the restaurant, separate diesel lane, and a separate drive-through car wash. At the COW meeting, the board had asked to improve the landscaping along the border here between the car wash and the Asbury building. So they were able to revise the plan and install a berm there. So it's a few foot tall berm with evergreen trees on top of it. So they were able to make that adjustment and revise the plans. With that, they are here for the final approval. And there are representatives here if you have any last minute questions.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Call the roll, please.
Trustee Gately.
Yes.
Trustee Nedved.
Yes.
Trustee Salazar.
No.
Trustee Christensen.
Yes.
And Trustee Curtis.
All right. Thank you. Item 2, Nathan?
Okay, this is the contract for the new permit software, which will allow us to do online permitting, allow residents to apply online and pay online and submit documents online, track their cases. The permit software is called Cloud Permit. The total for the first year is $18,400. The total for the entire 3-year contract is $44,708.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Call the roll, please.
Trustee Nedved.
Yes.
Trustee Salazar.
Yes.
Trustee Christensen.
Yes.
Trustee Curtis. Trustee Gately.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Moving on to item 3, Steve.
Item number 3 tonight is ordinance that updates our vehicle weights on street limits, village streets. So this is the 10,000 pound limits that we're putting on residential roads. Also updates our code for abandoned and inoperable vehicles. And we talked about e-bikes at the last meeting at our committee of the whole last time. We talked about this in November. The board did have a change. They asked that we not only have e-bikes and scooters, but also amended to include motorized bikes. So, bikes that have gas propelled motors attached to them. So we did add a section to the ordinance. We're now calling that section, instead of e-bikes and scooters, we're now calling it propelled motorbikes and scooters. And so it has a section and also says that they can't have gas powered bikes on sidewalks.
Motion to approve. Discussion. Call the roll, please.
Trustee Christensen.
Yes.
Trustee Curtis. Trustee Gately.
Yes.
Trustee Nedved.
Yes.
And Trustee Salazar.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Item 4, Brian.
Thank you, Mayor. This is to purchase a new 2026 Freightliner truck. At the June 14th, 2023 Village Board meeting, the Streets Division was given the approval to purchase a new truck. After 18 months have gone by, we checked on it. The truck has not been ordered yet, and we do not have a build or delivery date. Staff reached out to other companies seeking quotes from 3 companies. All 3 provided us quotes, and they all could deliver the truck by the end of our fiscal year. Trans Chicago Truck Group provided us with the lowest price on a new Freightliner truck. Staff is recommending canceling the purchase of the international truck from Rush Truck Center and purchasing the Freightliner truck in the amount of $114,440.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Roll please.
Trustee Nedved,
Yes.
trustee Salazar,
Yes.
trustee Christensen,
Yes.
trustee Curtis, trustee Gately.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Item 5, Steve.
Thank you, Mayor. Item number 5 is a letter of intent to award a water tower contract with CBNI, Chicago Bridge and Iron. So this letter of intent comes from a process that we started back in September when the village board at a committee of the whole meeting gave staff direction to negotiate a contract for a water tower directly with CBNI. At that time, the staff here has been focused on a 1.25 million gallon tower. You may recall that we were looking at a 1 million gallon tower as well. But given our storage capacity needs and the price difference between the two being roughly about $500,000 on a project that is, around 8 million, we decided that it was more important to have the 1.25 million gallon tower. I'm going to send this to Brian to kind of go through the process that we have with CBNI. But I will say that the process has been good in the sense that we were able to come to a proposal. CBNI followed all of the specs that we provided, that it had gone through the public bidding process. And Brian's going to go through some of the cost deducts that we were able to come up with. The only thing that I will tell the board is, given the price of the project and how we knew a water tower would be expensive, Jason and I will be looking at our water rates and as we did the last few years during the budget cycle to talk about appropriate funding levels for the water fund. But with that, Brian, would you please let us take us to where we're at now?
So we've been working with EEI and CBNI for cost saving measurements. So we've been going back and forth. So we've found some ways to save money as far as removing paint containment, which is roughly $240,000. We worked with some revised foundation work, which is going to save around $138,000. And then later at Cal, we're going to present construction bond deduct, which that could also save another $240,000. So to keep them working, they have to spend some of their own money to do it. So that's why we are asking to award the notification of intent to CB&I so they can continue the project moving forward and not hold it up.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Gately,
Yes.
trustee Nedved,
Yes.
trustee Salazar,
Yes.
trustee Christensen,
Yes.
trustee Curtis.
All right, thank you. That concludes our new business under Village President Report. I have nothing. Trustee comment?
I just wanted to say to the Public Works Department and all the people that worked on the park and the lighting, looks great. And thank you for all the effort. And I've heard a lot of good compliments about it. So I appreciate that. I think it looks great.
Administrative report?
I was also going to mention the Making Spirits Bright event, and also to point out that Public Works, it's a never ending job. With the rain over the weekend, it knocked out some of the lights today. So we already had somebody in the park tonight trying to fix them. It's an ongoing thing, but people love it. There are people in this park every single day after work. So it's nice to see people come down here.
Department report?
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. Our attorney said it's our last meeting of the year. So yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone. Please. All right, motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, the same. All right, we'll be starting committee of the whole shortly.